Hey guys, Brian the cell phone guy here again. Today we're going to take a look at the latest offering from Siyata, which is the SD7 Ultra. And this is the model that replaced the SD7, which came out a couple of years ago. Now in this video, we're going to take a quick look at what comes in the box and an overview of the handset on a very basic level. And then there's going to be quite a few more videos coming in the near future that'll get a little more in depth as to what this phone has to offer. So this is the box that it comes in. So let's just open this up and see what's inside. So the first thing that we'll notice is the actual handset. And we're just going to put that aside for just a second and keep looking at what else is in the box. So we're going to take out the foam liner. And then we see three little boxes on the inside. And the first one, when we open it up, we'll find that this is the battery. The battery is a 5100 milliamp battery, and this is what it looks like. The pins on the back are for charging in a desktop charger. And then we have another box here, and this is the USB cable to charge the device with. So what we'll notice on this is that it's USB-C to USB-C, as opposed to the other one, which was USB-A to USB-C. And then in this box, you would expect to find the charging pod, but this one doesn't come with one. So I suppose that's not unusual these days, because most of the phones are coming without charging pods, and we're starting to see more and more USB plugs available in things like vehicles and even wall outlets for your house. Now this one being a USB-C to USB-C, what that basically means is you're going to need one of these ones on the right instead of the one on the left like the old one. So we'll just put that aside for just a sec, and then let's take a quick overview of the handset itself. So let's start by looking at the handset itself. So on the front of the handset, just a sec while I zoom the camera out a bit here. There we go. On the front of the handset, you're going to see a couple things. First off, there's a large button here. This is one of the programmable buttons. In some of the videos, or sorry, some of the manuals and documentation, you will see it identified as the body cam button, and it can be used as that, but that's not its intended purpose. It's really just a programmable button to use as a quick set for some of the features that you're going to use the most. On the front face here, we have the Sony 20 megapixel camera. On the top of the device, we have the SOS button, which they've moved from the side. This one has two knobs, as the old one only had one. This is the volume rotary knob, and this one is the channel rotary knob. Then we have the LED light that tells you the status of the device, whether it's on or off. On the right-hand side of the phone, we have what the user guide and the spec sheet both call the power button, but it's not a power button in the sense that you would normally think, and we'll come back to that in a minute. And then under this cover here, there is a 13-pin connector that looks very similar to the 13-pin connector that was on the last year's model. And that is basically for attaching accessories like remote speaker mics, lapel mics, surveillance mics, and things of that like. On the bottom of the device, we have a rubber plug here that covers up the USB-C port. On this side, we have what used to be the volume up and down button, but don't be thinking that that's what these are. These are actually what they call button number 1 and button number 2, and they're programmable buttons, just like the button on the face, that allow you to quickly access features. This one is the PTT button, and it is significantly larger than last year's version, but it does exactly the same thing. Now on the back of the phone, this is where it gets a little bit different. Here we have two slots. This one here is for the nano SIM card that you'll need to make the phone work on the network, and this is for a micro SD card. Now the trick to these little doors to get them opening is a little harder than some of the other phones that have SIM card trays, but basically what you do is you take this and you have to push it this direction in order to move it up. So then you flip it up like that, and then you insert the SIM card with the contacts facing down, close the door, and then slide it this way to lock it into place. And you do the same thing with the micro SD card. Now, The battery simply goes on by clipping those two tabs at the top into there and then giving it a squeeze. And that's it. To get the battery off, you simply push up on this, and you'll find at the beginning it's a little bit hard to do. So if you use the end of a pen or something to help you push up, that'll make it a little easier. These two holes here are for the belt clip, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So this is what it looks like with the belt clip attached. So the clip is here, and there's two little screws here and here, and they come with an Allen wrench, and they also have a third Allen screw in the box just in case you lose one, but it's very easy to assemble. Now, just to give you an idea of the comparison between the new one and the old one, like I say, on the side, what they've done is they've moved the SOS button to the top of the phone, and this used to be the power button, so they've relocated it, made it a bit bigger here, but like I say, it's not a power button in the traditional sense. The top of the phone is different because it has a much bigger screen, and this one was a monochrome screen with only one knob, and this one is a full color screen with two knobs. On this side here, you'll see they've replaced the volume up and down button with programmable buttons, number one and number two. And the PTT button is just a little bit bigger than it was. And the lanyard hole remains in the same spot as it was before. Now, when you put the two phones side by side, it is pretty obvious that the SD7 Ultra is quite a bit larger than its predecessor, but still well within the realm of comfort to use and pocket-sized. Now, we're going to get in a lot more detail on the functionality and the use of all the buttons, as well as a complete explanation of the menu system in the coming videos. So hit the like and the subscribe button so that you'll know when those videos are ready. And for now, that's all we have. Thanks for watching.